ఇండియాలో ఇంత పెద్ద బొమ్మల కొలువు చూసానా లేదా నాకు గుర్తులేదు, కానీ కెనడాలో మాత్రం మా రూపా గారు ఇంత చక్కగా ఇంత పెద్ద బొమ్మల కొలువుని మాత్రం అందరికీ చూపిస్తారు. మంచిగా స్టోరీ కూడా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు. దాని వెనకున్న ప్రతి బొమ్మకి కాన్సెప్ట్తో సహా ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారు. ఆమె తెలుగు వాళ్ళే కాకుండా కన్నడ, తమిళ్ వాళ్ళు కూడా తెలిసిన అందరినీ సౌత్ ఇండియాలో ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఆడవాళ్ళందరినీ తాంబూలం పిలుస్తారనమాట. సో వేరే స్టేట్స్ వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉన్నారు కాబట్టి ఈసారి కొంచెం ఇంగ్లీష్లో కూడా స్టోరీ చెప్పారు. 2023లో నా ఛానల్లో ఆల్రెడీ నవరాత్రి బొమ్మల కొలువు అని చెప్పి పెట్టాను. అక్కడ కూడా వీలింటి నుంచే ఈ ఇయర్ కూడా నేను లాస్ట్ ఇయర్ వెళ్ళలేదు. ఈ ఇయర్ కూడా వీలింటి నుంచే మళ్ళీ బొమ్మల కొలువు వీడియో చేసే అదృష్టం దొరికింది. సో ఆమె స్టోరీ కూడా చెప్తూ ఉంటారు, వింటూ ఉండండి. రియల్లీ సో 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 బ్లెస్డ్.
సెలెస్టియల్ వెడ్డింగ్స్ అసలు ప్రేమ, పెళ్లికి రూల్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఎలా ఫామ్ అయ్యాయి అని. సో ఫస్ట్ బ్రహ్మాండం అంతా ఉన్నప్పుడు బ్రహ్మ, విష్ణు, మహేశ్వరి ముగ్గురే ఉన్నారు, ఇంకెవరు లేరు ఈ బ్రహ్మాండంలో, రైట్? సో బ్రహ్మ ఓకే నేను సృష్టిని క్రియేట్ చేస్తాను, ఐ విల్ క్రియేట్ సమ్ మోర్ పీపుల్ అనేసి సనత్ కుమారుని క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు, ఆ నలుగురిని. సో వాళ్ళు బాగా స్కాలర్స్ అవుతారు, దే నో వేదాస్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. ఓ బ్రహ్మాండం, దే హ్యావ్ ఆల్ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ యూనివర్స్, గ్రేట్ అనుకుంటారు. బట్ హీ ఫీల్ సంథింగ్ ఇస్ ఇన్ complete. He feels that they are unable to reproduce. They are not like us and they are not like reproducing anybody else. So it doesn't go anywhere. So it is. And then he goes to Vishnu, I have this problem, what to do? And you also look like that, incomplete. And then he goes to Shiva. Shiva looks somehow different to Brahma. And why you are different? He says, I have Prakriti in me, I am Ardhanarishwara. I have a Prakriti in me. So he says, I want this Prakriti then, because she is the Shakti. So I need that Prana Shakti. So if you give me that Shakti, I will create a world which will generate itself. So Shiva gives the Shakti to Brahma. So and then Brahma starts to create. So the feminine particles come into the existence, the Prakriti part comes into the existence, and the particles will start generating. So he first creates Bhumi and Akasha. So and they fall in love with each other and they want to marry. So but all the Jiva Rasis on the Bhumi, they go to Vishnu and say, Bhumi and Akasha are marrying, where will we go after the marriage? They both are come together, how will we survive? So Vishnu says, okay, you are correct, this wedding is not for good. So this is not a Loka Kalyanam wedding. Wedding means everybody should be happy with that. So he says, I will make sure that this wedding doesn't happen. So Arti creates a nice garland and then makes all the wedding arrangements, and they fix a muhurta. So every day Vishnu used to go as a rooster and he will not coo in the morning, and then they won't wake up. So the muhurta crosses. So it happens like few days. So after a few days they realize, okay, we are not meant to be together. We have to part our ways. So Sky says, okay, Earth, goodbye now. I have to go. I can't wait for you anymore. So we'll have to go. So he goes and marries. But he keeps crying for that. That's why we get rain. And then Earth, who made this garland, and then she throws that garland in the towards the Akasha. So that becomes the rainbow. So that's how they still remember each other till now. So and then the Kshira Sagara Madana happens, and then Lakshmi is born out of the Kshira Sagara. And then where should this female go? So Brahma says, okay, now this woman should get married to Vishnu. I will be the priest, I will do this wedding. This is for Loka Kalyana. Prasadam Tisko. So and then he sits as the priest. And then he does the wedding. So this is the first celestial wedding. So that is why in our weddings they do the Lakshmi Narayana Gantu. That knot they put in the wedding, that is a Lakshmi Narayana Gantu they call. So that is the first celestial wedding. And then he creates Rati and Manmada. So Rati falls in love with Manmada. But Rati is not that beautiful. So she goes to Lakshmi and says, I am not beautiful like you, but I like Manmada. I am deeply in love with him. I want to get married, but I'm afraid he is going to reject me. What should I do? So she says, do my tapassu, and then she does a penance to please her. So So, and then Lakshmi gets pleased with her penance, and then she gives the Shola Shingar. So this, what is the Shola Shingar is, that's why in wedding we buy all these ornaments, earrings, bottu, golusu, anklets, bangles, all this jewelry she will give to Rati. So she will wear all that and goes to Manmada, and Manmada is mesmerized. Oh my God, you are so beautiful with this, all of this jewelry. And then they get married. So that eternal love is still there. And then now Brahma decides, okay, I will give the Prakriti back to Shiva now. Poor guy, he is now alone. Everybody is now happy, getting married. Great it is now. So, and then he makes Parvati born to Daksha. But Daksha doesn't like Shiva. Even and Sati cannot marry somebody else. She will marry. She is born to marry Shiva only, but she gets married to Shiva only. So Daksha doesn't like, and he does not invite him for a yajna. And then Sati will not like it, and she jumps into that fire. And then because she doesn't want to be called as someone's daughter who doesn't like her husband, so she says, "I don't want your janma. I'm leaving it right now." So jumps into the fire and gives up her life. And then later again she is born to Himavan as Parvati. And then again she goes to Shiva only again. So their wedding is conducted in a grand way, and everybody on the earth is coming to see Shiva Parvati wedding, and it is so grand. And so every jiva on the earth starts going towards the Himalayas. So what happens? The earth starts tilting. So this is actually a phenomenon recorded. If you check on the Google as Agastya tilt, did the earth ever tilt? You will see there was a tilt. That was Shiva Parvati's Kalyanam. It is actually scientifically, it is there already. It is a phenomenon that is recorded. So as an astronomical studies, it is a recorded fact. So that is called Agastya tilt. So when Earth starts to tilt, so everybody gets scared. Oh, Earth is tilting on one side because everybody is on one side only. So Shiva calls Agastya and says, Agastya, you go towards the west side. With your tapo balam, the earth will balance. So he said, okay, I will go and balance, but I also want to see your wedding. I'm going to miss it. He says, don't worry. I will come to Bhuloka and get married to Parvati, then you can see my wedding. So for now you go. So he goes to on the west side and balances the earth, and then the wedding concludes, and then Parvati and Shiva gets married. And then they will have two sons, Ganesha and Kartikeya, and Ganesha marries Siddhi and Buddhi, who are Brahma's daughters, and Kartikeya also marries two princesses, and then they are happy as well. And then here in Treta Yuga, before Treta Yuga, sun and moon, when they are born, sun also gets married to a woman, and then she cannot sustain to sun's sunlight after some time. She tries to live with him, but it just becomes too difficult for her. So she creates a exact replica of herself, and who is the darker one. So she is the shade. So she's called Chaya. So, and then sun is happy with Chaya. He won't know that, okay, this is not his wife, actually a replica. And then moon marries Daksha's 27 daughters, who are the nakshatras. So that is what is there. And then in Treta Yuga, Ramachandra marries Sita in the Swayamvara. And then before that, in the Narasimha Avatara, Chanchulakshmi marries Narasimha. And then in Dwapara Yuga, so Shishupala is the reincarnation of Ravana. So he gets engaged with Rukmini, but Rukmini is in love with Krishna. So that is the first love letter Rukmini writes to Krishna. She says, I am coming to the temple for the Gauri Puja. So you come here. I will come with you. I don't want to marry this Shishupala. I want to marry you. So Krishna comes in the chariot, takes her, goes. So this is the first recorded love letter, first eloping. So, and then they both get married. So this is the tit for tat to Ravana, who is the reincarnation Shishupala, who is the reincarnation of Ravana. So in previous yuga, that man took away his wife. Now this man takes away his fiancée. And then Krishna and Rukmini get married and they live happily. So this is the new doll I got, the Krishna and Rukmini Alankaram set. And then in the same yuga, Arjuna also marries Draupadi in Swayamvaram. And then also he marries Subhadra, posing himself as a sadhu. And then Subhadra comes to do the seva for the sadhu, and then they both fall in love and then get married. And then Balarama gets angry, and then Subhadra goes to tells him, why you did this? You are supposed to be a sage and you are supposed to be very pavitra. Why you did this? So he says, comes in the form of Arjuna and says, sorry, I had to do this because I know that your sister loved me. To confirm that whether she actually loves me or not, I had to do all this. I confirmed and then only I married. And then Krishna says, I know that all this is happening, so I'm good with this. So you also keep quiet. Now let the couple be happy. So that's how their wedding happened. And then in the Kali Yuga, then Lakshmi leaves Vaikunta and comes to Bhuloka. So behind her, Lord Vishnu also comes to the Tirumala hills, and then there he meets Vakula Mata, who is again the reincarnation of Yashoda. So in the previous Janma in Dwapara Yuga, Krishna gives her a boon that she could not marry, perform the wedding of Krishna, right? Because he leaves and goes, right? She says, I want to perform your wedding, like me as your mother, not somebody else as your mother. So he says, in Kali Yuga, I will come to Bhulokam and then you can do my wedding. So and then she goes to the king and then asks his daughter Padmavati in the wedding, and then she's king's daughter, right? And this guy is a poor man, and then that woman is an old lady. So they go to Kubera and get lots of money as a loan, and then he's still repaying that loan. And he gets married to Padmavati, and also he meets Lakshmi again, and they both get married and they stay now on the Tirumala hills. So in the Bhuloka, so there is a baby found near a tulsi, and then the priest finds her and then brings to his home and then adopts her. And then he makes this woman is someone who is meant to be doing this to him, so she must be his wife. So they both get married as Andal Ranganatha Swami. And here in the Bhuloka, so now Agastya's part is still left, right? So one of the kings who is a devotee of Parvati asks Sabun, I'm very old now, I need someone to take care of me, and I want you to come as my daughter and take care of me in my last day. So Parvati is born to this king, and as Meenakshi. So but that man is very old, so one day he passes about things, right? So this will be my time I take to explore properly, think and